So this is the painting we're going to do today, and it's beautiful landscape with the sunset by the lake or by the river or wherever your imagination takes you. And we're going to do very easy techniques for you today so we can get this beautiful painting finished in probably 2 parts. So what I'll use is my 11 by 14 canvas. It's already primed, so I don't need to use gesso. You can use gesso if you want. These are the paints I use. I always put the same paints on, so that way I don't have to guess at what I'm going to use. So I always put on my primary colors of red, yellow, and blue, and I put on some burnt sienna, and you can use burnt umber and white and black. So if you always put the same colors, use the same colors all the time, it really helps. That way you don't have to make too many decisions because it's already there for you. I'm using my basics. So they're the paints I'm going to use today. If you use the same paints and the same brands and the same colors all the time, that way you don't have to spend a lot of money buying all kinds of pre-mixed paints, and it's a lot easier. You got everything all in front of you and you don't have to go guessing and searching for things. So I put my masking tape, I would call painter's tape, I should say, and I put that a little under halfway so we can get a nice straight horizon line. The brushes I'm going to use today are my flat chiseled edge brush, and sometimes I'll say I'm going to use certain brushes and then I end up using, so I always have different brushes on hand. Probably use this brush here. It's really good for foliage, and I might use my liner brush. So just have some brushes on hand just in case you might need some extras. And I'll guide you along the way what other brushes we might need. I like to do my paintings in sections, as you can tell from my videos. I don't usually do the whole painting. In this one you could, but I like to make sure the horizon line is straight, so I'd rather do it this way. So let's start off with some yellow. Make this really easy for you. Let's start off with some yellow. So I'm just going to put some yellow on my brush, cad yellow or any bright yellow you have there. And we'll just get the sky started. Some yellow. Now you can also use, to keep your paint wet, you can also use your blending gel, slow drying blending gel. Okay. So just put on some yellow first. Let's just do a little bit at a time. There we go. We'll come down to about here. Now while that's still wet, pick up some red. Because it's still wet, you'll get it'll blend together. Okay, it's about as much as I have there. And I'm going to come in here with some red. See, and so the yellow will now if you get too much red, let's go back and forth. Nice red's going on there. Pretty. I'm going to pick up some more yellow. So we'll be going back and forth. Good. See how it's all blending nicely? When we get down so far, we're going to put a nice bright light in there. Pick up more yellow because we have tons of red. I find red is very dominant. So you have to be careful with the red. That's coming out nice. More yellow. Now I'm only picking up more yellow because I put a little bit too much red on there, but you can, if you put on not too much red, then you're okay. So just go back and forth with the red and the yellow, back and forth. See? You can make short strokes so you don't blend it too much. There we go. Just want to get that the way I want it. There we go. It's coming along nicely. I'm going to take my paint and I'm taking the top of that. Now you can take any round object you want and put a bit of paint on the top of it, right there like that. Just smooth it on there. And then we're going to use that to put on our center light. So we'll just pick a spot. If that's not big enough, you can certainly get a bigger round. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just getting that on there. Give me a guide. See? That's all. Just a guide. Good. So yeah, you put white on top of there and then you just touch and move it around. Just move it around so you get a bit of a circle. We don't need a perfect circle there. All right. So I'm going to pick up some more yellow. I'm going to add a bit of white to my yellow this time to really brighten it up. So I can get some bright yellows in here. See? See, just by adding a bit of white, make sure yellow nice and bright. And then you can get some more brights in there. Now, look at that. So my paint is still wet. Now as we come down here, let's go with some more yellow. Come right over to your white. Good. And some red, a little bit of red. Try not to put too much on there. Like, look, I just put a little teeny weeny bit on. Look at all the red that came off. So be very careful. Now I wanted a little darker red down here. I'm just going to go with just red. There we go. And I'm going to clean off my brush a bit so I get some of that red off. And I'm going to get some yellow, some white mixed together. Okay, just mixing a bit of yellow and white together so I can brighten up some of this. Go to the top and start moving over here. Then I'm going to add some more red. So it's just going in with yellows and reds. That's all for now. Okay. Pick up some red so we can get red down here. It's okay to have it dark down there. That's nice. Clean off your brush if you got too much red on it. Pick up some yellow and go back in again. Smooth that right into your yellow. Right over to your white. There we go. While it's wet, keep going back and forth. I think you may need to use some blending gel with this one. Some red down here on the bottom. And now we clean off our brush to go back into some yellow. Yellow and white. So blend it over here close to your your light source. Good. Now clean off your brush and put on some white. I'm going to go back in here. And I'm going to spread that out right into my yellow. Spread it out. See? I'm just going to come right across. See? I'm very gentle. I'm barely touching the canvas. Barely touching the canvas, but look how nice and bright that is. So keep your brush dirty with wet, and there's a bit of yellow on there. And we can highlight some of this up here. The light is coming up here too, see? So you might need to add a bit more white. It's back and forth. Some little white streaks just to show that there's light coming off of there. See that? Little short strokes of white. The paint is still wet. That's pretty, isn't it? I'm going to pick up a little bit of, let me see, green, I think. Throw it in my yellow here. A little bit of blue. Darken up my green. Maybe a little bit of burnt sienna. I want to get a little bit of a shadow on the top of the painting there. So a little bit of burnt sienna and blue, and a little bit of green mixed in there too. Just to get that dark color there, just for a shadow on top. Just to, remember I said a couple of my other videos, that if you got a bit of dark on the top and a dark on the bottom, it'll draw your eye into the painting. So I'm just going out. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to if you're worried about it. You can always wait until you're ready. So my paint is starting to dry now, so it's not going to blend as well. But I might have to add some more yellows. So I'm going to skip over a few of those and let them come through. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Just trying to get a bit of shadow up here so I can, like I said, bring the eye to the center of your painting. That's why I'm doing this, okay? Whatever's left over in your brush, keep putting that on instead of adding more paint. And you can skip over some parts so that you can see the yellows coming through. Just a little bit of darkness and shadows. Should do it. We don't need much. Don't want to do too much. I don't want to overdo it. Here we go. That's pretty, isn't it? Now if you want that center even brighter, just clean off your brush really good, or get another brush and put some white on your brush. Go back in here. Brighten it up. And if you want to have those streaks, just pull it out. See? Streaks like that. Streaks like that. I turned my brush, so I used the chisel edge, and then I just brought out these little streaks like this. Like that. Okay. That's nice. Now let's take our tape off. There we go. That looks good. So far, so good. Now we'll start at the bottom. Okay, so I want to clean up this edge here a little bit. See this here? I want to smooth it out a small bit. Let's see. I'm going to get a bit of red and yellow just to get some on there. There we go. That's good. Now we will start with the bottom, and it's basically the same thing. Yellow. Now we got to leave a spot for our light, Okay. So let's leave a spot for our light for now. Right here. Some more yellow over here. Don't forget to use some slow drying blending gel if you need it. Or you can mist your painting as you're going along. Just take a misting bottle, it's just water, and just mist. You can mist your paints also too on your canvas, on your palette, and that'll keep everything nice and wet. All right, let's see how far we want that light to come in. There we go. All right. So we'll come right to the bottom because we don't have much down there, only a bit of grass. I'll put a bit of white and my yellow together. See, I didn't even mix it. I'm just gonna put that on there. So that's your main thing, is red, yellow, and white. And I'm putting lots of paint on because I don't want it to dry on me too fast. And I'm not using my blending gel today because it gives me a glare on my video, and I don't want to do that to you. You know, get too much of a glare, you won't be able to see it. Now while that's still wet, I'm going to add some red. Try not to add too much red this time. Okay. See, while it's wet, that will turn kind of an orangey red. There we go. I have to say, I really like these paints. They're just so easy to work with. There we go. See? Too much red. That's okay, I'm not going to worry. I'll just keep going back with my yellow. And there's going to be some trees over here, so. But still, I want you to get a really nice, because it's good practice, right? It disciplines you to try to do your best. If you think, oh, well, that don't matter, there's a tree going there anyway, don't do that. Treat it as if it's no tree there, okay? Good. This side's a little bit darker. Same on the other side. Red. Make sure to keep that white there. Right down to the bottom. So you don't have to be worried about, have I got the yellows on correctly, or have I got the reds on correctly, because it's all blending together and the yellows will come through. As long as you're going back and forth. Try to keep some of your yellows and reds separated if you can, because you don't want just one orangey color. See all the different colors I'm getting? I'm going to add a bit of white to my brush now just to brighten it up a little bit, just in some areas. So experiment. I mean, you can even practice first on probably a sheet of paper or something, or cardboard or something. Just practice this technique first, and then you can do your painting. That way you won't get disappointed if it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to. I had to do this a couple of times before I decided on what techniques I wanted to show you. I couldn't, a couple of times I did a video and I just did it without practice, and I noticed it was a struggle for me because I had to guess and I had to try to figure everything out while I was painting, and it takes away from it. So I tried to prepare myself first. So we got that nice white in the middle there. I'm going to clean my brush really good. And I'm going to put on some white. We'll do the same thing as what we did up on top. Alright, clean your brush really good. Now pick up your white. Just white for now. White. Oops. White. Here we go. Just white. Nice and bright. So we'll continue down here, and we will drag some of that out to the sides like we did with the one on top. If your brush gets too dirty, just clean it off. Start in the middle, start on the white, and then pull it out, okay? Start on the white, pull it out. Now you're probably going to pick up some of the yellows. You can see that, right? So just pick up some white again, then with your white, and then we will go back out here. Need lots of white. So we'll go back and forth. You're picking up some of that color. Putting lots of white. I'll start in the middle here in the white, and then I'll pull it out to the sides here just to make it like it's glowing into this part here. Let's use a chiseled edge. See, you get some of these nice streaks. Now, because you're picking up some of that color, that's fine. Use your chiseled edge. Now, pick up white again. Clean up the center. See? And then when it dries, we can put more white on there. You're doing good. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush off. Pick up some more white. I want to get this right for you. I want to pull it out. Clean my brush. Pull it out. Because I don't want to pick up those colors and bring it back into the white if possible. If it does happen, just go back in and get some white and put it back into your white section. See how I'm picking up a little bit of that? But that's okay. I just want to clean up this edge here. And I'll clean up the other edge. Just wiping off my brush. This edge is nice. It's not bad. But I'm going to pick up some white and clean up in here again. See? Not too bad. It's probably an easier way to do it, but just trying to get something going there for you. All right. If you find an easier way to do it, let me know. That looks pretty nice. Look how bright it is. I'm going to pick up a little bit of burnt sienna. I want some shadows down there a little bit. And a little bit of red, I think. And let's see. Burnt sienna and red. Maybe, let me see. A little bit of white. Too dark. Just on your chiseled edge. We've been doing this whole painting with this whole thing with this little flat chiseled edge brush. Let's just bring over a few little shadows. Let's see. Not too many, but I wouldn't, because I don't want you to try to do what I'm doing and then I give you wrong advice and then you end up ruining your painting and you get mad at me. You don't want that. So I'm just going to bring over this, I'm using chiseled edge. Bring them right into the water. I don't have a big lot of paint on my brush. You can even take and then just touch and pull out. Touch and pull out. A little bit more paint so you can see it. Let's see where else. Lay a few more down here. These are just shadows in the water. Okay, that's nice. And a couple over here. There's a few up here. Nothing much. Just try not to put too much paint on your brush, because that way you won't mess it up. It's better to have too little paint than too much, okay? So that way you can always go back and fix it. It's harder to take it out than it is to put it in. That's just a few little shadows. Good. Try to keep them horizontal. Mine have kind of gone off to try to keep them horizontal. So I think that's enough shadows. There we go. I think I'll leave that. That looks good, doesn't it? Do you like it? Now, here comes the fun part and the scary part. So now we're going to put those big old trees on top of all that beautiful work you did. Okay? So look, all those. Let's hope for the best. We can do this. We can do this. Alright, so get your chiseled edge brush out. Your size 8. If you don't have a size 8, you really need a chiseled edge brush. If you don't have one, try sponge, sea sponge, okay? And just use whatever chiseled edge brush you got. And see all the bristles opened up? I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add, I want a really nice dark color. I'm going to add my sap green and some blue. And I might even add a little bit of black to that because I want to really, really darken it. I don't want it to be too bright, but I don't want it to be too black either. Black flattens your paint, so I don't want to get an ugly looking color there. So I'm going to add more green than I am black. I'm just mixing colors so that it's not too black, okay? Alright, here goes nothing. Alright. Trying to get up the nerve. So let's say we're trying to get this on here. Let's start at the edge here, and that way if you make a mistake, it won't be too bad. So let's just start tapping away. Okay, now see how I'm leaving holes? So that means that I am not pushing too hard. Okay? I'm not pushing too hard. See? I'm not pushing too hard. I'm just leaving some openings, some holes. I'm going to tap on this edge here first. Let's see if we get this to stop. Oh. I tap, bounces. So, let's see. Keep going. Now we get a few blobs, that's okay. That's just part of the tree, all right? So we'll just extend it in a minute. We'll just go all the way down. Start off with this section first, okay? So keep tapping, but leave holes, okay? So you need to reload. Lots of paint. Look at all the paint I got on there. And that way I don't have to tap so hard. And I can leave holes. As we come down, we'll just come out. We'll worry about the edge after. We'll probably add more after, because I know it's not thick enough yet. But I think this would be the easiest way for you to do this so that you don't ruin your painting, okay? More green than black, but still, you know, a little bit of burnt sienna, a little bit of blue, just any dark colors. All right, get that started. So get some more paint, and we'll start working out a little bit. We'll fill up this spot up here, okay? And we will leave that spot up there, looks nice. Just a couple little bit, just gently, gently start coming out. I know this is the scary part, but just take your time. It's scary for me too. Scary, scary. Let's just take our time. I'm going to move out here a little bit. So thicken that up a little bit more here. Kind of dabbing till I get a nice shape. Okay, I'm trying to get a nice shape to my tree. I'm going to skip over some parts. Just tap outward. It's not bad. Some of the holes might be a bit too. Okay. So now the easiest part is, I might just put out a few more. I know. Let's see. You come out here like this. I don't want to throw you off or anything. I'm just kind of trying to get a nice shape to my tree. It should shape up now when we put those nice little edges off there. All right. So we'll try our edges, our longer branches, and we'll see where that takes us. I have a long liner brush, and I'm going to put in the same colors that I used. I'm dipping it in water, and I'm going to roll it around in my paint, and it's wet, okay? It's wet, but I don't want it to drip. Be careful with that, all right? But if you roll it around your paint, it shouldn't drip. Just check it out first, make sure. Like mine might be a little bit too watery, so I might just tap it off in my tissue a little tiny bit. But I need to have it wet in order for it to move, okay? So, let's see. Let's take some branches from different places. Just start at the edge and just pull out these little branches. See? And let's see where else. Might be one coming out from here. Start on the inside and move your way out. All right. Fix that one a bit. All right. And let me see. There's one maybe here. Don't make them all the same size. I made the mistake doing that, and I had to fix it. There's one there. And maybe one here. Maybe there's a small one coming out here. And maybe there's one coming out here. Bring it over the light because it'll really jump out and it'll pop. Dark against light really pops nicely. Maybe there's some more coming out here. Oops. Every time you hear me saying oops, you know something's wrong. I made a mistake. Okay, and then see where else we have some. Maybe there's one coming off of here. It'll come down this way. Make them different, going different directions and things. That'll make it more interesting than just being all in one. All right, and let's see. Is there any more? couple coming up here maybe. Brush is getting dry, so I have to wet it. Try not to push too hard, okay? That way you'll get a nice. Now we'll go back over those again. And we'll add a few more smaller twigs. Add a few more. Just come right off that line. Whenever you make a line, take another line off of that line. Just make a few. Make sure your brush is damp. Make sure you got lots of paint on your brush. Make sure your top is nice and thin. A lot to think about, isn't it? That's what makes it so much fun. You gotta concentrate. You can't think about anything else. That's why you find it so relaxing. It's because you're not thinking about anything else. That's why painting is so relaxing, because you have to concentrate on only the painting. What brush you're going to use, how much paint you're going to use, where you're going to put your subjects. Have you got your composition correct? Have you got enough lights and darks, enough highlights? So much to think about, isn't it? You know? You got the right shape of the tree. Don't want them to be too symmetrical. Maybe I'll bring that one right out there. I'm making my own decisions, so you do the same. Okay, so you don't have to do it exactly like me. Almost missed this little guy. I don't want him to get too lonely, or her. Him or her. So I'm just gonna, I think that will be enough for now. There we go. Now we're going to get out our little magic brush. My favorite brush in the whole wide world. For foliage and stuff, right? Flowers. So I'm going to use the old one that I have here. And I'm going to dip into the same color paint. Get lots of paint. But look at all the bristles, how they open up now. They're going to help us. They're going to help us tremendously. We're going to put some of these in between here just to fill up some spots. See? Look. That way you don't have to worry about getting too many, because that'll, okay? So we'll get those in here. See that? See that? Leave that spot open. Just add a few of these here. Just want to fill in, give a little bit of a dip. There we go. Fill in that spot there, and up here. Now, I'm not going to use this brush for these here because I want to add some smaller little leaves coming off those trees like this one here. See that? Now I'll be leaving you that. I'll take a picture of that painting or this one. You can print it off or you can use it as a reference. So I'm going to use a little, same little brush, small round brush, okay? A little smaller than the one you were just using, but it's small and it's round, all right? It can be smaller than that again if you want. So I'm just going to use this one. I'm going to put some green paint on my, I'm using the same colors because it is dark against the light, okay? So this little brush here, we're going to make little dots. So, that's too close. Hopefully you can see that. So all I'm doing is touching, all right? I'm just going to touch, 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 touch. These little leaves, just touch and pull a little bit if you have to get a shape. Little one out here. Take little comma strokes. Comma strokes, there we go. Just touch, touch. I'm just sort of touching there. I want to bring him back here too. Bring him all off that leaf there, off that. So just touch. Big little dots or comma strokes. You can't do that with a brush because they'll be all over the place. And these little leaves are on the edges of those branches. Some more here. Like the one hanging off there. There we go. See? Just put them on either side of the branch, okay? Put some on one side of the branch and some on the other side. I made a big one there by accident, but that's okay. We got a happy accident. Let's see. Let's do some more down here. Just a little branch. That's why I put those branches on there, those small branches, because it'll help guide you to putting on those little leaves. Alright, so just keep putting them on, and we will put them on both sides of the branch. That'll make them thicker. I find the same thing when you're doing palm trees. Put palm trees above and below each other, like, you know, like, say this is the palm tree center, then you do the palms on that side and on that side, and it'll make your palms look really thick. So let's go with this. Maybe there's a little one here, 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 here. Tap, 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 tap. Touch, touch, touch. Comma stroke. Try not to make them too symmetrical. I can't even pronounce it. Oh my goodness gracious. So this could be a little tedious, so I might just speed this up a little bit for you, so because you can see what I'm doing, so you don't have to really watch every little thing. You might get bored, but I'll probably speed this up for you so that you can just start, you know, seeing where it goes from after that. Well, see, that's nice. So we did them all down here and up here and on all the edges of your little branches, okay? And if you want to fill in some more up here, you can. Wherever you think that you need them, just put some little dots in there, or comma strokes, whatever you want to call them. You know, just put them on there and fill it up. There we go. Now, so I used my green and my black, a little bit of burnt sienna and a bit of blue to make it nice and dark. And then I added more green on the edges here just to kind of brighten them up a small bit, and then add a little more dark colors to keep them dark when you get down into the shadow area. All right. So I think that's okay. What do you think? You think it needs more, or do you think, kind of nice though, isn't it? I think I'll leave that. You know, you can put a few more little dots here and there just to fill up some space. But we want to leave some space too. But we want to leave that space to make it look like the tree is still there. All right. So you can fiddle with that as much as you want till you get it the way you want it. But that looks pretty nice. So now we will do the other side of the trees. And then when we get that done, we are finished. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do that big tree here. Okay, we're going to just go right up. So you're going to need a chiseled edge, flat, 1 inch, depending on the size of your canvas. Mine's 11 by 14, so if you have a smaller canvas than mine, you can use a 1/2 inch or size 8 or 12 or whatever. Okay, so it depends. And depends on how big you want your tree. So I'll leave that up to you. So as long as it's flat and chiseled edge, and we're going to go really dark. So I'm going to take our black. I want to add some colors to the black so it won't be so dull. And I'll just throw in some colors, some burnt sienna, some red, some blue. Doesn't matter as long as it's dark colors. You don't want to, if you add white or anything to it, it's not going to, just helps bring the black to life, adding colors to it, okay? So lots of paint, because we got to go right from the bottom to the top. Lots and lots of paint. I'm just throwing in all the dark colors, and I'm hoping to get a nice... So this is the scary part. So we're going to go from here up. I'm going to go over a little bit. I'm just going to leave a small space over here for the other tree. You don't even have to have the other tree if you don't want to. I want to leave the opening nice and wide there. Now, even if you run out of paint, that's okay. Just keep going so you can figure out where you're going anyway. Okay? All right? So we ran out of paint. That's no big deal. But now we have our tree settled. Now we can go back over it again with more paint. You can either come down or you can go up. You just want to keep that straight edges. All right. Now, I am going to add tons of paint to my brush. See if I can get this to work. Go, 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 go. No, it won't. All right, let me see what I can do to help that along. Blending gel would help. I'm going to mist it. Let's see if that helps. Bit better. Bit better. I'd say blending gel will help. I'm going to mist it again. I probably missed it first time. There we go. I think I got it that time. All right. Try it again from here. That's better. Just need a bit of water to help it move. See? I wanted to show you that because if it gets stuck, then you at least you know what to do. All right. We got it. Good. And the other tree is over here, so we will use a smaller. Let's use a smaller chiseled edge brush. So, picking up same color, nice and dark. See, the darker the better because it brings out that background really nice. So let's see what we can do with that tree. Let's start down here and come up, 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 right to the edge. And we're going to go right to the top, but we're going to, as we're going to the top, we'll move off our canvas, okay? But the chisel edge should take care. All right, so I'm going to mist it again. Or your blending gel. And coming right off the canvas. Half my brush is off the canvas. See? That's good enough. That's good enough. You want it thicker on the bottom, you just pull it out a little bit and come on up. But see, misting it really helped it move. Okay. Good. That's better. So you can always fix things, don't be afraid. All right, so now we have some branches. Now you can keep using your chiseled edge if you like, and make sure it is nice and chiseled, okay? Make sure it's really, really thin, okay? Like a blade. And you're going to take some branches off of here. So, probably just a little over the horizon line. We have a few little things sticking out here. We don't need much. All right, so there's one there. Maybe one just hanging down here. And one up here. Don't push too hard, you'll get your lines too thick. Use a liner brush if that's better for you. I'm going to pick up a liner brush now in a minute. Yep, let's go to our liner brush now. Now as you can see, this painting is not exactly the same as the other one because it's almost impossible to do two paintings exactly alike. So I'm going to put on a few little branches here. I'm going to do the same thing over here that we did over here. Just take off some lines just to get a place for our little leaves. Up here. If your brush is nice and damp, then it should move really nicely for you. That's what I like about the liner brushes. All these really nice little tiny lines. I'm going to drag that down a little bit. Get a little pointy tops. So what I'm doing is adding a little bit of pressure and then I'm lifting up, okay? Might take a little practice. Practice a little bit if you have to. Alright, that's that. And I don't think, probably we'll have some little things coming up here. Let me see. I'm looking at my other painting there now, so that's why I'm pausing every now and then. I need something to go by for this one. Sometimes I use reference photos from Pixabay, and I have pictures I took myself also. And what I do sometimes is I do look at pictures on Pixabay, but I don't use them exactly as they are. They just give me ideas. And then I get the idea, and then I might even use some of the picture and take some stuff out, move things around, use them for the colors, just, you know. And then for my waterfall, I saw a couple of different waterfalls. I must have looked at a dozen of them, and then I tried to put something together myself. So like I say, you know, you can go straight from the photo, or you could, you know, from the reference photo, which I have one there that a couple there that I did follow almost as close as I could to the reference photo, and I showed you how to do that. So that's all there for you. Now, let's put those little leaves on again now. So adding a little bit of green to my black and dark colors because it's a bit lighter, a little bit, so we can see them a little bit. Just put your little comma strokes on there. Touch, pull, comma, 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 comma. Now, that's another thing too when you're painting. You feel like singing. Do you find that? You just feel like singing. You feel like, you just feel so good, relaxed. That's why I love doing these videos for you, because it relaxes me too. Alright, so this might need to be, I'm sure you don't want to watch me doing this, so I will speed it up a little bit for you so you can get through it. So now we have that much done. It's not too hard, a little bit, need a little bit of patience. That's not too bad. We can add a few more, probably a few little ones back here. We don't need a lot back here because we're going to use a brush for this one. Just throw in a few here and there. Right, just for sort of background leaves, and then we'll throw some on top because we need to make them a little fuller back here. So I think I'll leave that, and then I'm going to get my brush out. So I'm going back to my Bristle size 8, okay, And then we're going to dip into our same colors. So you're always using the same colors. Pretty simple painting because you're not doing too much different things. You're doing a lot of the same thing over and over. So that's a good thing, really. So we're going to darken up this area up here. I'm going to tap that in here. Tap, tap, tap. You see it? Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. So I'm going to tap that over there. And we're going to tap coming in here. Come right down over those leaves there and back. Okay, and that's, we don't need to fill it up too much here. We just leave that like that. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Isn't it? What else? What else? What else? Let's see. Maybe there's a few little. Very gently. We don't want to ruin what we got done. Just gently in the background here. We got a few little things going on here. Nothing serious. Now in here we got a little bit of serious, but not too much. Just kind of tapping off the top of your brush. Pick up a bit of paint if you need to get a little bit darker. Just a little bit. Let the background come through. Alright. It's pretty dark back there. Alright, so there we go. Just tap it on. Just filling up my brush, that's all. See? Trying to keep those open. I'm just going to tap on some more here. But as you can see, I'm leaving spaces. And I'm coming down here. Just going to fill that space in a little bit. Not much. Not much. There we go. See? That's nice. That is nice. Now we're coming to the end, but a few more things we have to do. So stand by. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some light on this tree. So the light is coming from that little lake there. I'm going to use some burnt sienna. And I'm going to add a little yellow to it to brighten it up. Maybe more yellow. You could even add a little bit of white if you want. We'll add the white last because I want to put some more highlights on it. Now I got my chiseled edge. Make sure your chiseled edge is chiseled. And then you're just going to go up and down with some of this here. Now my paint is still a bit wet, so if it was dry that'd be fine. If it was wet, it's fine too. So just look, little strokes, little strokes. Start on the left side of that tree. All right, little strokes. We don't want to lose our dark. Look, see that? Just little strokes. Clean up that edge there now we need to. Get some more paint. Now you probably can't see it because my paint is dark on the tree and it's wet and it's darkening up my paint. But all right. So you can draw yours if you want, or you can just keep adding paint until it all works together. It's probably not a big lot of shadow up here. So the shadow up here will be a little darker, okay? Most of the highlight will be down here. Let's get more burnt sienna. I like that color. I'm just putting on those short strokes. Now, I'm going to add a bit of white so you can see it. White and burnt sienna, a bit of yellow. All right, let's see if you can see this better now. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry that, and then I'm going to put some more highlights on it, because I want you to be able to see where the highlights go. Little short strokes on the very edge of your tree. Okay, so I dried it, and now I got burnt sienna and white and yellow. Still doing my little strokes. You can even tap it on if you want, whatever works. But I like the strokes. Get nice and bright here on the edge if you can. I'm going back about halfway, I guess, as long as we leave some of that dark in the background there. Round out your tree nicely. We'll do the one over here too. Whatever was left over on your brush, just bring it up here, because we don't want, there's not much going on back there. I think that's a bit more shadowy. And we can bring that trunk right out here. Let's make it look like it's part of the other tree a little bit. Okay, I think that's good enough. Put as much highlight as you want on it, as long as it's in one area. See all the brightness from the light is coming from there? That's where you want all your light. See? Just a little tad. One spot there. That brightens it up nicely, see? Good. Good. Too much down there because that's, that looks good. Alright, a couple more things to do and we are done. Looks really nice, doesn't it? We didn't use a lot of brushes for this, or a lot of paints, did we? We did good. Just green and black again, and you can put something down here just so that we can finish off the painting, give it a little finished look. Put whatever you want down here. I'm just going to go across with something here. Okay, and then I'm using my chisel edge brush, right? And then I'm just going to pull up a few little bits of grass or something. Just go to the left and go to the right. Go to the left and go to the right. There we go. Black and green, and some of my dark colors. You can have them taller. Whatever you want to put down there is up to you. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, straight up. That way you overlap a few, see? To the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left. Some stick over. Oh, I had more full with doors I made it. Okay, so I'm trying to get them to hang over. If you want to do that, use your liner brush. You should get some nice ones. See? Nice thin ones. These are nice. There we go. That's better. That's much better. That's better, isn't it? So you guys go ahead and do that painting. I'd love to see it. And you can add whatever you want down here. It's up to you, okay? So if you have any questions, just email me at allisonpryor@yahoo.com. I love hearing from you. Whoops. Oh. What a way to end it. Oh my goodness. Oh no, no. Anyway, I'll leave that there. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. I'm going to ruin it if I don't stop. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and this painting. And leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. You know, let's have a little talking session and, you know, say hi. I love to hear from you. And give me a like, thumbs up if you like it. And ring my bell. And I'll see you in the next video. Happy painting, everybody. Bye.